And that Gentile is talking about the Israelites. The Israelites that went and followed other gods, that went and served these other nations. So, read that back from here.
Isaiah 11 and verse 10, and in that day shall be the root of Jesse, which shall the stem shall stand for an exile of his people.
God, so right now we representing Yahweh Shai. The Lord said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in the midst. Alright? So we are the ambassador of Yahweh Shai. We are that enzyme. This is the spirit, the body of Yahweh Shai. You see out there. Likewise, all the brothers stand with the apostles and the elders at GMS around the world, and all the brothers that teach like doctrine. Alright, on to the Gentiles. The Gentiles are the Israelite foreigners. There are 1 Corinthians for me, chapter 12 and 1.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 2. So ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols.
You know, read from 1 to water.
1 Corinthians 12 and verse 1. It said, no concerning spiritual gifts, brethren.
Yeah, the Apostle Paul said brethren. Alright? When you go to Romans 11 verse 1, the Apostle, give me that real quick, the water. Romans 11 verse 1.
This is Romans chapter 11 verse 1. I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
So who is poor brethren? Poor brethren are the Israelites. Alright? The so-called Latinos, the natives, the so-called Negroes, the Amerindians, all these different bywords today. The children of Israel is standing by. Alright, so when the Apostle Paul say, read that back in 1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 12 and 1. So now concerning spiritual gifts, the brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols.
So that's what makes us Gentiles, because we follow these idols. We went after these other nation gods and leave our custom. Alright, so when the Apostle Paul said brethren, he was talking to his brothers. Alright, the Israelites. You know, who get Romans 9 for me?
Got to. Romans chapter 9, I just get to the point. Verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Amashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites.
You see? Who are Israelites. Alright? The Bible is not for no other nation of people. So when it mentions Gentile, certain places talking about the Israelites, and certain places talking about the heathen. But in this case, it's talking about the Israelites. Alright? And when you go into that word Gentile, it go back to the word Hellenist or Hellenista, which means foreigner. Alright? Where is it here?
Acts 15 and 23.
Go ahead.
Acts chapter 15 and verse 3. And they wrote letter by them after the manner, the apostles and elders and brethren, sending greetings unto the brethren which are of Gentile in Antioch.
You see? You see? So the apostles, the elders stand with the apostle Peter, was sending these letters to the Israelites that follow the customs of these heathen. You know, and that was now coming back to their nationality, to who they are. And they was keeping, and they was to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Right?
It says Galatians chapter 2 and verse 14. But when I saw that they walked not upright according to the truth of the gospel, I said unto Peter before them all, if thou being a Jew, livest after the manner of Gentiles, and not do as do the Jews,
why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as the Jews? Right?
No? Get Isaiah 11.
Right. Yeah,
11 verse 10. So that's what make us Gentiles, because we went after the nation of these worship the gods of these other nations.
Yeah,
you get that?
Isaiah 11 verse 10. And in the day that there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, to it shall the Gentiles seek.
And we are the Gentiles. Alright? Because before we come into this truth, we was in the world worshiping other gods. If not in Christianity, if not in Muslim, some of us was even studying to be Buddha. You know, Haile Selassie. You know, we was up worshiping other gods. And if not these other idols, we was worshiping ourselves. You know, we didn't want to be the most flashiest. You know, the most, or worshiping women. You know, because most of us brothers was out there worshiping these women. You know, but when we come back to your nationality, you understand that the man is above the woman.
That's
You
right.
understand the law, statutes, and commandment that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the only and true power.
That's right.
And you're not supposed to worship any idol. You understand that you are the sons of the Most High. You are the sons of the living power. You know? We get Ephesians chapter 2 verse 11.
So, Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 11. Wherefore, remember that ye be in the time past Gentiles in the flesh,
Gentiles in the flesh.
who are called uncircumcision, by which is called the circumcision in the flesh.
Because when you go into the history, the Israelites that was called the Gentiles, they were called the uncircumcised by the circumcision. The Israelites that know that they are Israelites. Alright? Continue on.
That at that time ye were with Mashiach, being alienated from the
Read back from the top
Right, verse 11.
And
wherefore remember that ye being the time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. At that time ye were with our Mashiach,
without, you were without.
were without Mashiach, being alienated from the commonwealth of Israel.
We were being alienated from the commonwealth of Israel. And the commonwealth of Israel is the covenant. Meaning we were strangers, we went astray. Right? Continue on.
Right. Verse 12, that time we were without Mashiach, being alienated from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope and without the power in the world.
So we was in this world having no hope. Our hope was in vanity. Alright, we did trust in life. You see? We were all Gentiles. We were all discontinued from our heritage that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai give us. Right? Back to Isaiah 11.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
And the first time was when the Lord took us out to the land of Egypt. You know? And America is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So the Lord gonna stretch forth his hand the second time. Alright? Which the word hand means power. Alright? And the Lord power is Yahweh Shai. that will come and deliver us from this part of the world. Alright, continue on.
Which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Patros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
And these are some of the nations that we were scattered among. Alright? These were some of the nations. Continue on. Somebody give me Matthew 24 verse 31. Yeah, continue.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
And that's what you're seeing right now. The Lord gathering together the dispersed of Judah, the so-called Negroes. Judah was consists of the so-called Negroes, and Benjamin was under Judah, which are the West Indians, and Levites, which are the Asians. Alright, so the Lord is gathering us now back together. That's why you see us out there on the streets. That's why you see brothers all across the world on the street, on the highways and edges. You know? And that's fulfilling this prophecy. Give me Matthew 22, verse 1.
Verse 1?
Yeah.
It's Matthew 22, verse 1. Then Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the...
Yeah, God, he sent forth his servant, Amos 3 and 7. You know who is the Lord's servant?
Amos chapter 3 and verse
7.
You know, the Lord sent us out to call back the nation of Israel. This is the gathering. You see, this is the gathering. This is the Lord stretching out his hand among all nations. Somebody else get it? Yeah, read it out.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely Yahweh's power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
So the prophets is who the Lord sent out. Alright? The prophets is who the Lord sent out to call back the nation of Israel. Continue, Matthew.
And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. So again he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed.
And that's fulfillment to that prophecy. That's why we out there. We are telling you that, hey, you get the kingdom. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is your God, is your power. Alright? And he's calling you back to come back so that you could be delivered and go into the kingdom. Go back home to your land, which is not the land of Africa, but the land of Israel. Right? Back to
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
God was going at each other's neck. When you go back to the time when the kingdom was split, there was a war between Ephraim and Judah. You know? But the Lord said there would no more be no envy among the two tribes, among the northern and the southern kingdoms. And that's why you're seeing all these brothers from you know, the so-called Latinos and the natives, you know, and even the so-called Negroes and the West Indians and the Asians are coming together. You know, they call us black Hebrew Israelites, which we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are different shades of brown. But all these brothers are coming together. All these brothers is fulfilling that prophecy. Right? Where that?
This Jeremiah 12 and verse 9. So mine heritage is unto us a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her.
And when you go into that word speckled, it means colored. It means colored. How the Lord's people is different shade of brown. Alright? And Muslims, we mingle among all these different nations. Even the Apostle John was confused. He had to ask the Lord, Lord, who are these? Get in Revelation 7 actually. Revelation 7 verse 9.
Revelation 7 and verse 9. So after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palms in their hand.
Read it back from the top.
Verse 9.
Song at the picture. Alright? Yeah, read it back from the top.
Revelations chapter 7 and verse 9.
Start from 8 the water.
Revelation 7 and verse 8. Right? It said, of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palm in their hands.
And they should show you that our people among all these nations, they're going to be speaking different languages. Alright? The languages of these nations that they were born. Right? But continue.